Once you begin getting your media imported and on your working tracks in WeVideo, trimming is going to become a part of the process. That's where your planning form will come in handy, especially for your video clips. So, for example, I have added the Sound of Music clip to my track, but you can see that this is actually a 4-minute clip, which obviously I'm not going to use all that. I might only be using a teeny tiny part of this. Now, one thing that I'm going to have to do to make this more workable is I'm going to come down here to these little magnifying glasses, and I'm going to just kind of fiddle around with this a little bit. Okay, that's not going to work. This will expand or make your workspace smaller. So for me right now, this is much more manageable. If I know that, and here, I'm going to get to the end of this just by dragging my workspace here. If I know that the part that I'm going to use in the video, let's say, is just in the first half, and I know there's nothing on this end that I want, I have a couple different ways I could get rid of this extra stuff. One thing I could do is I could click on it, get this orange bar around it, and by hovering over the edge here, I get this double-headed arrow. I can just click and drag this. That's trimming. That's one way that I could trim stuff. Let's say I don't want to do that method. Let's say instead, I just want to clump off a big part of it right off the bat. Okay, so if you notice when it's orange, you get this little tiny thing that comes up here. And one of the things you do is you can open the clip editor. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Actually, what I'm looking for is a pair of scissors. Let's see. Maybe the scissors aren't there anymore. Oh no, I'm sorry. Here they are. They're right there. Okay, there's the scissors. So I'm going to hit those. And what that did is it actually cut this in half. Now, if I click on this and I just use my backspace key, or I can use this little trash can, that will get rid of it as well. So let's say, for example, something I need is in the middle of this. I could also use the scissors that way. I could do a cut here. I could do a cut here. Okay, clicked on there. There we go. Cut. Okay, and so I know I don't need that part, and I know I don't need this part. I can just lop them off. Now, to get down, let's say it's just a teeny tiny part of it that I want, that's where this little thing down here can become very, very handy. So don't forget about this. I can actually lengthen this out so I can get into the specific frames that I want to keep or get rid of. And then that's where the cutting and the trimming can come in handy as well. Same thing with your audio file, same concept. You can cut, you'll have scissors here, or when you have that orange bar around it. Let's see, I'm gonna have to go way down here. Let's just do this. You can still use the double-headed arrow to trim that way as well. So it's pretty intuitive, just kind of play around with it, but trimming is going to have to become a very important part of your project. So if you feel like you've made a mistake, you have lots of options. You can always hit Control Z, and that will undo anything that you've done. You can also, I think there might be an undo. Yeah, right here. There's the undo and the redo buttons over here. So, and every once in a while is probably a good idea to hit save. I think it auto saves, but just in case, just remember you could hit save here, or you can do Control S for the shortcut save. And that is trimming.